Hey guys, it's heyteacherraf@gmail.com. Click subscribe and see more tidbits like this. I want to talk about some of the funny things my students have said or did. One of my students, he's about 14, and he told me that he hasn't left the house in over a month because of this current situation. But he had a very positive and like kind of giddy personality about it. And he just pretty much told me he wasn't scared because as long as he doesn't leave the house, he's fine. And so we had this lesson on insects and critters, critters who like burrow and critters who live in a hole in a tree and things like that. And then there was a spider. And so we have vocabulary words, and then we use the vocabulary words in sentences so he could practice the vocabulary word in a complete sentence. So I asked him about crack, like crack in the wall. And he takes his iPad and he says, "Oh, yeah, spiders, cracks in the wall. Look at this." He flips it straight up, points to the ceiling, and at the top of the ceiling there's this huge crack, and he's like, "Yeah, there's a spider that lives in the crack in the wall." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, how coincidental, we're having this discussion and boom, he's like showing me." So that happened. And then my other regular, I taught this student about 40 times, but I've taught him over a year. He doesn't come very often, but when he comes, sometimes he won't even be on screen. And there was a time in the beginning where he had this full head of hair, and he would be on screen and he would be doing the lesson, but he can read fluently. He just takes his sweet time to read through it because he wants to like go as slow as possible. And he's funny though. He uses like his voice in different ways. And so, because I've taught him so often, there was a time when I didn't see him on screen at all. I mean, he was doing the lesson, he was reading, he was answering questions, but he didn't even pop on screen at once. He was always off screen. And most of the time, I didn't even see the wall behind him. All I saw was the ceiling because he would flip the iPad up or put it on the ground, whatever. And then you just see this like light, like a whatever, like a light fixture, whatever. And I wondered why hadn't I seen him for like 15 lessons, and then he pops back on, and I started cracking up because like 15 lessons later, right? Because he had this buzz cut, and he was probably embarrassed because he had this full head of hair, and then all of a sudden he's buzzed, and he feels probably shy about it. I totally understand, but it was just one of these funny moments, and he's a funny kid. Like sometimes you ask him a question. I mean, it's pertinent to the lesson. You ask him whatever about vocabulary words that are pertinent to that particular lesson, and the student's supposed to take the vocabulary word and answer in a complete sentence. They're just practicing. But instead, he won't answer the question because he doesn't want to reveal too much about himself. It's so funny. So he'll say maybe yes, maybe no. Yeah, 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 yeah. And he'll just start saying stuff like that. It is funny. I don't know. It cracks me up. Usually I don't laugh about stuff like that, but this guy, he cracks me up. Then I have this like 6-year-old, and she's a new regular of mine for this year. She just turned 6 last month, and she's hilarious. She'll have like imaginary conversations with her pets during the lesson in her language. So she's just like, and going off, going off, going off. And then the pet like answers back too. Oh yeah, the pet answers back. And I'm like sitting there like reading this for her and then waiting for her to reply or mimic me, and she's like having a full-on like discussion with her pet about who knows what because I don't speak the language. Hilarious. With her rabbit, Star Rabbit, that's the name of the rabbit. I got that far. And behind her she has these shelves full of trophies, and I was just like amazed how many trophies there were. And one time I asked about the trophies because I thought, oh, it must be for ice skating. I don't know, right? I'm just guessing. And she's like, shh, don't ask about the trophies. Like it's a thing. I don't know. She's messing around because she's got this like very mischievous, playful personality where she pretends to throw a tantrum when she's not really throwing a tantrum. It's hilarious because her mom will reprimand her about something in the middle of a lesson sometimes, and then she'll just like walk away. And it's funny. You have to watch it. It's so funny. And so her mom moved her desk or whatever, her iPad to the other side of the room next to this wall, but it wasn't a wall. I thought it was like the room just kept going, but it was a mirror. So behind her, all those shelves, I thought it was doubled, so I thought it was really long, but it was halved. So, but still, it's a lot of trophies, tons of trophies. So it was kind of funny, it's this optical illusion. Sometimes you'll have funny things like that. And then I had this student. Well, he's a regular of mine, but he just comes once in a while. And he's like about 13, and he's really he's a fun kid in the sense that he likes to talk about fun things, but he's not really like enthusiastic or passionate. He's kind of like meek but nice, and And you could tell he's always thinking about funny things and he wants to tell you and explain something. So we had this lesson and I asked him, do you play music? And he said, yes, I play music. So I asked him which instrument. He said, the drums. I said, so I asked him, which genre of music do you play? Do you play rock? Do you play jazz? Do you play blues? He said, I play metal. And I thought, wow, that's funny. So I asked him, which bands do you cover songs for, or which songs do you play? And he said, oh, I like to play songs from Metallica. And I said, wow. And then the next slide, I kid you not, was about butterflies. So he says to me, oh, yeah, I like butterflies because they're pretty. Hilarious. Just a minute ago, he's telling me about playing Metallica, and now he's talking about pretty butterflies. So you'll have funny things like that happen, and you have kids that have such dynamic and charming personalities, and they joke and they're funny, and and a lot of times these students, they have so much on their plate regarding homework. One student, he told me he has like 12 to 16 hours of homework every single day, and I just felt so, kind of sad for him because he doesn't have any fun. He doesn't get to see his friends, especially now with this current environment. He said he's not allowed to ride his bike to school anymore. He said he doesn't have PE. It's not allowed anymore. There are no sports, because of the whole social distance thing. So, I mean, he told me that a few weeks ago, and that's been going on for a while, on their side of the planet. So, it's something to really think about. And so sometimes it's kind of nice to have like a funny story or something funny happen during the lesson so you can kind of, break up the lesson and make it a little bit less tense for the student. So I hope you enjoyed some of these tidbits. Click subscribe to see more, or just email me at heyteacherraf@gmail.com. Have a great day. Take care.